We've just walked through 29 profound teachings of Jesus, words that have changed the world and continue to challenge us today. These aren't just ancient sayings to admire. They're invitations to a new way of living marked by love, humility, sacrifice, and trust. Imagine how different your life, your family, your community could look if even a few of these teachings took root deeply in your heart. Before you go, I want to invite you to take a moment and reflect. Which of these lessons spoke to you the most? Which one feels hardest to live out? Don't keep this journey to yourself. Share this video with someone who might need encouragement today. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss future reflections that will help you grow in faith and understanding. Leave a comment below with your thoughts, questions, or prayer requests. Let's create a space where we can support one another in this journey of transformation. Remember, these teachings aren't meant to burden you, but to set you free, to bring you closer to the one who loves you more than you can imagine. Thank you for watching. May you walk in his wisdom, his peace, and his love today and always. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 9. Jesus honors those who don't just love peace, but actively create it. This isn't about avoiding conflict at all costs or pretending problems don't exist. It's about working to reconcile, to heal divisions, to bring understanding where there's hate. In your daily life, this might mean refusing to escalate an argument at home, listening patiently to someone who disagrees with you, or stepping in to calm tensions at work. Peacemaking is messy, uncomfortable, and often unappreciated. But Jesus calls it divine work. It means choosing love over pride, empathy over ego, and building bridges where others build walls. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Gospel of Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 and 20. Jesus warns us about the danger of living only for material wealth. It's not that possessions are evil, but that they're temporary, fragile, and can own us if we're not careful. In daily life, this could mean choosing generosity over hoarding, valuing relationships over things, and investing time in service rather than chasing status. Treasures in heaven are built through acts of love, kindness, and faithfulness. It's a call to see beyond the here and now, to live for something that lasts forever. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil. Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. Jesus emphasizes integrity in speech. In a world where half-truths, empty promises, and manipulations are common, he calls us to be people of our word. At work, this might mean honoring commitments even when they're inconvenient. In relationships, it means being honest about your intentions and feelings. It's about living with transparency, where people trust that what you say is what you mean. This teaching challenges us to avoid flattery, gossip, and deceit. It's not always easy to speak the truth, but integrity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. Gospel of Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Known as the Golden Rule, this teaching distills ethics into a single, powerful principle. It invites us to step into others' shoes, to imagine their pain, their needs, their hopes. In your daily life, this might mean showing patience to a slow cashier because you'd want the same grace if you were in their place. It could mean offering help without expecting repayment, or refusing to spread rumors you wouldn't want said about you. This rule isn't about calculation, it's about compassion. It demands empathy, kindness, and a willingness to treat every person with the dignity you hope to receive. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 4. Jesus uses the image of the vine and branches to illustrate dependence on him. It's a call to ongoing, intimate relationship, not a once-a-week obligation. Just as a branch cut off from the vine withers, we lose spiritual vitality when we disconnect from Christ. In daily life, abiding might mean setting aside time for prayer and reflection, even when you're busy, inviting God into your decisions, and trusting Him when you don't understand the path ahead. It's about remaining connected, nourished, and alive in His love so you can bear fruit, patience, kindness, faithfulness in the world around you. Truly, I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Gospel of Matthew chapter 18 verse 3. Jesus highlights childlike humility and trust as essential for spiritual life. Children aren't weighed down by pride, cynicism, or the need to prove themselves. They depend on others freely and approach life with wonder. In your daily routine, this might mean admitting when you're wrong, instead of defending your pride, asking for help when you need it, or choosing to see the good in people instead of assuming the worst. Humility isn't weakness. It's the strength to recognize you don't have all the answers and to remain teachable, no matter your age or experience. But many who are first will be last, and the last first. Gospel of Matthew chapter 19 verse 30. Jesus challenges the world's obsession with power, status, and recognition. In His kingdom, greatness is measured by service, not dominance. At work, this might mean letting others take credit for ideas you helped build. In family life, it might mean doing the chores no one wants without complaining. In community, it could mean using your resources to help those who can't repay you. This teaching confronts our ego and our addiction to praise. It flips the script. True greatness lies in lowering yourself to lift others. When you live this way, you mirror the humility of Jesus Himself. Be merciful even as your Father is merciful. Gospel of Luke chapter 6 verse 36. Mercy is more than forgiving once. It's a posture of compassion toward human weakness. It means choosing empathy over condemnation, understanding over self-righteousness. In your daily life, this might mean listening without interrupting when someone vents their frustration, giving a second chance to someone who disappointed you, or offering help without judgment. Mercy doesn't ignore wrongdoing, but responds with love that seeks restoration. It's the essence of God's character. When you practice mercy, you show others the same grace you hope to receive when you fall short. And He said to all, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." Gospel of Luke chapter 9 verse 23. Jesus' call to self-denial is a direct challenge to the culture of self-indulgence. It's not about hating yourself, but refusing to let selfish desires rule you. Denying yourself might mean choosing silence over the urge to win an argument, spending less on yourself so you can give more to others, or sacrificing your time to help someone in need. It's about putting God's will above your own cravings. This teaching isn't easy. It's meant to reshape your heart, freeing you from the tyranny of self so you can love deeply and live fully. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Gospel of Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Jesus knows our human tendency to drift, to rationalize, to fall into habits that harm us and others. He urges us to stay vigilant, aware of our weaknesses, and to pray for strength. In daily life, this might mean setting boundaries to avoid situations where you know you'll be tempted, checking in regularly with trusted friends about your struggles, or making prayer a daily habit, not just an emergency lifeline. This teaching is a call to spiritual alertness, not paranoia, but a humble recognition of our need for God's help every single day. But love your enemies, and do good, and lend, expecting nothing in return, and your reward will be great. Gospel of Luke, chapter 6, verse 35. Jesus pushes us beyond the limits of transactional kindness. He calls us to a generosity that doesn't measure, calculate, or keep score. In daily life, this could mean helping a colleague who can't help you back, giving to someone in need without judging their situation, or offering your time to listen to someone who feels invisible. This teaching is a direct challenge to our instincts for fairness on our own terms. Instead, it invites us into God's economy, where true reward isn't what you get back from others, but the joy of giving itself, trusting God to see and honor it. You therefore must be perfect, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. At first glance, this command can feel impossible. But Jesus isn't calling for flawlessness. He's calling for completeness, maturity, wholeness in love. This is about striving to reflect God's character, particularly His boundless love and mercy. In daily life, this might mean refusing to love selectively, only those who agree with you or make you comfortable. It might mean pursuing integrity in private, where no one sees. It's about growing into the fullness of love that doesn't discriminate, that reaches out even to those who reject you. This teaching is aspirational, but it's also practical. Every choice to love moves you closer to God's vision of who you can be. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Gospel of John chapter 10, verse 11. Here, Jesus reveals his own heart and offers a model for how we should love. The shepherd doesn't abandon the sheep in danger. He sacrifices for their well-being. In your life, this might mean protecting the vulnerable in your community, speaking up for someone being mistreated, or sacrificing your comfort for your family's needs. It could mean taking emotional risks to stay connected to people who are hurting or lost. Jesus isn't just asking you to admire his sacrifice. He's inviting you to imitate it in the ways you care for others, showing love that costs something. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. Gospel of John chapter 14, verse 1. Jesus speaks these words to his disciples as they face uncertainty and fear. He knows anxiety can paralyze us, sap our hope, and lead us to despair. His answer isn't denial of trouble, but trust in God's presence and promises. In your daily life, this might mean choosing faith when the news is bad, reminding yourself of God's goodness when you feel alone, or resisting the spiral of worry with prayer and scripture. It's not about pretending everything is fine, it's about anchoring your heart in the one who holds the future. Jesus doesn't promise a life without trouble, but he promises you won't face it alone. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. Gospel of John chapter 13, verse 34. This teaching sets the standard for Christian love, not mutual benefit or superficial kindness, but self-giving, sacrificial, unconditional love. Jesus loved his disciples even knowing they would betray and abandon him. In daily life, this might mean forgiving deeply, serving quietly, and extending compassion to people who don't deserve it. It's the love that listens without judgment, gives without expectation, and persists even when rejected. Imagine what families, workplaces, and communities would look like if everyone took this command seriously. This isn't optional. It's the heart of Jesus' message. Whoever would be great among you must be your servant. Gospel of Matthew chapter 20, verse 26. Jesus redefines greatness in a way that overturns human ambition. In his kingdom, leadership is measured by humility and service. This isn't about seeking titles or recognition, but about lifting others up, meeting their needs, and prioritizing their good. In daily life, this might look like taking the least glamorous tasks at work, listening without interrupting when someone needs to be heard, or using your resources to help those who can't repay you. It's a quiet strength, one that refuses to dominate, but chooses to bless. This teaching confronts our ego and invites us into a life of true, lasting influence, rooted in love. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Gospel of Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Jesus' words in the garden reveal the honest tension in every human heart. We want to do good, but our weakness, fear, and desires sabotage us. This teaching calls for vigilance and humility. In practice, it might mean acknowledging where you're vulnerable: anger, lust, greed, pride, and actively guarding your heart. It means praying regularly, asking God for strength, and being willing to walk away from situations that drag you down. Jesus doesn't shame our weakness. He understands it and offers the remedy: dependence on God through prayer and honest self-examination. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Gospel of Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. Jesus offers an invitation that sounds paradoxical. Take on his yoke, a tool of labor, and find rest. His yoke isn't burdensome religion or oppressive rules. It's partnership with him, learning his gentle, humble way. In daily life, this could mean slowing down your frantic pace to listen for his guidance, surrendering control over things you can't fix, or choosing compassion over harshness. It's about trading the heavy burdens you carry alone, anxiety, guilt, unrealistic expectations, for the shared load of grace and love that Jesus offers. His promise is soul-level rest, even in the middle of life's demands. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verses 19 and 20. This final teaching isn't just for a chosen few, but for anyone who follows Jesus. It's a call to share hope, truth, and love with others, not out of obligation or superiority, but out of genuine care for their spiritual good. In daily life, this might mean having honest conversations about faith with friends, living in such a way that others see Christ's love in you, or supporting missions that bring help and hope worldwide. It's an outward-focused life that refuses to keep good news to itself. This isn't about pressure or performance. It's about participating in God's work to heal, restore, and transform lives. We've just walked through 29 profound teachings of Jesus, words that have changed the world and continue to challenge us today. These aren't just ancient sayings to admire. They're invitations to a new way of living marked by love, humility, sacrifice, and trust. Imagine how different your life, your family, your community could look if even a few of these teachings took root deeply in your heart. Before you go, I want to invite you to take a moment and reflect. Which of these lessons spoke to you the most? Which one feels hardest to live out? Don't keep this journey to yourself. Share this video with someone who might need encouragement today. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss future reflections that will help you grow in faith and understanding. Leave a comment below with your thoughts, questions, or prayer requests. Let's create a space where we can support one another in this journey of transformation. Remember, these teachings aren't meant to burden you, but to set you free, to bring you closer to the one who loves you more than you can imagine. Thank you for watching. May you walk in his wisdom, his peace, and his love today and always.